Prejudice. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here it goes. Freedom Night.
Panties and Sports. This is DizzieMac and Cheryl Smith. Our panel includes Joe Midas Mind of ProsperityInsights.com and Andre Ramirez, the Internet's top handicap at Extreme Sports. All right, First Lady, it's 2015. I know you ready to hear from the crew, and everybody wants to know what's going on and what you saying.
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the players of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle. Let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as Phil Emery and Mark Trestman got to fly far, far away from the scene of the crime known as the Chicago Bears 2014 season. After receiving pink slips from the boss, when the grandson says tearfully, what can he say to explain a 91-year-old lady being disgusted as a result of the team as pissed off? You can feel a cold chill running through Hallis Hall. Walter Payton, Mike Singletary, Dick Butkus, the 85 Bears, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Well, I don't know about what they're saying. I know Walter Payton is obviously rolling in his grave, but as far as DizzieMac and the Chicago Bears fan, I believe they think the McCaskies should be fired because they have not been great owners lately. I can understand why the matriarch is pissed off, but I know DizzieMac and the other Bears fans are really pissed off. But you know what, DizzieMac, they are moving into the right direction because they definitely needed a clean house. Because Emery and Trestman had to go because of the Jay Cutler debacle. I mean, Phil Emery was not competent for giving Cutler that ridiculous $120 million contract and actually hiring Trestman. I mean, Trestman was supposed to be the coach to bring Cutler to the next level. However, Jay took 2 steps back this year, and the offense was inadequate. I know they underachieved, but he just did not bring the best out of Jay Cutler. And, of course, the defense, man, he's not a defensive coach to begin with, but, my goodness, the Bears defense, I mean, they were ranked in the bottom 5 for 6th defensive category. I mean, overall, Trestman was 13-19, and he never made it to the playoffs. So it definitely was time to go. And got to give my hats to the McCaskies because they reached out to experienced consultants to help them to search for a new GM and a coach. And did you know, it's interesting, you know, just listening to some of the commentary, the Bears have never, ever hired a coach with previous NFL head coaching experience. DizzieMac, no wonder why they've been so bad the last couple of years. I mean, that is unbelievable when you think of it, that they've never hired a coach as a head coach before, that was a head coach before. I mean, that is unbelievable. So, DizzieMac, I know you guys are praying that you can get a good coach in there to bring this team back to its glory years. Sad, right?
Yeah, it's bad, First Lady. You hit a lot of nails right on the head. How can you expect to run one of the oldest franchises in the NFL without quality leadership at the top, which is general manager, head coach? Get somebody in there with some experience, please. You cannot keep catching lightning in the bottle. You caught it with Dicker. Well, he played. You know, he was around great coaches. He did do his
Buddy Ryan.
Assistant coach.
Buddy Ryan.
You know, you passed on Buddy Ryan. You know,
Buddy Ryan.
Got, you know, Lovie Smith, who took you to a Super Bowl. But you're not going to keep catching lightning in the bottle. Yeah, Emery and Trestman Yeah, you got 2 for 1 that day. Both of them should have been swept up out of town. Hey, and there's a few more. I mean, eliminated. You know, you need to get them up out of here, out of the windy seat. Blow them out of town. Blow them down. Clap them. Do whatever you need to do, but get them out of town. Throw them in the trunk. I mean, hey, I got a bearskin rug with a trunk. I started to throw them both in there. But you're going to have to look and see who you can bring in that has some experience and put these players on notice. Every week should have been open competition for your starting position. Jay Cutler, you want to play like a fool, you're going to be demoted like a fool and sitting on the sideline. I don't care if I had to go with Roddy B at quarterback. We could have did better. I'm pissed off. Just like with Jameis.
I know you're pissed off. You just like that old lady, the matriarch. She pissed off, too. All right, Joe, I know you're a Chicago Bears fan, too, but come on now. I mean, this is getting a little bit ridiculous in Chi-Town.
Tell him, Joe. Tell him, Joe.
First lady, Chicago Bears fans are embarrassed. Now, I mean, we weren't just embarrassed with the season. We were embarrassed that it took the McCaffrey so long to just step up and blast this guy, get rid of him. Look, we were a little bit upset with Lovie Smith. We weren't producing any offense. He was straddled with Jay Cutler, too. Helped bring him in. It was a bad mistake. But at least you had a guy who had taken you to a bowl. Now at this point, you're looking for a real GM. You're looking for a real coach. And if you're going to really do it the Chicago way and get back to your identity, give Mike Singletary that interview. Give it to him. He did all right in San Francisco. He had some sophomore blues. But honestly, he took a team that was complete trash before then, which is where we are now, and made them contenders again. So, I don't know where you go to, maybe Rex Ryan, maybe, anything that comes off of Buddy Ryan has always been golden in Chicago, but who knows? Maybe you can get old Dick back up off the broadcast couch.
Oh, no, wait just a minute. Obviously, the Midas mind had a few of those New Year's cocktails left over.
Talk that stuff, Midas mind. Talk that stuff.
But I will agree with the Midas mind on one thing, First Lady, that they need a coach that will bring back the Bear way. When you have players speaking to the press saying that this ain't the Bear way, the players knew it wasn't the Bear way. So they had no faith in that coach.
Yeah,
this ain't the Bear way. So you might need a Mike Singletary up in there, but I wouldn't have him be the head. It's tell you, get that Ryan boy. They had a lot of success with a Ryan.
Right. Okay. Well, we're gonna see. The Ryans. Yeah. That. What's his name? He just got fired from the Jets. So maybe he can do better. Rex Ryan. Maybe he can do better in Chicago.
He want to go. He want to go to Atlanta, but boy, let me tell you, they might need a Ryan to get up on that defense.
Get him.
All right.
Especially when you got that bad man up in Wisconsin.
Okay, over to you, DizzieMac.
All right, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion. Overpowered. Over the competition, I'm towering. Record shop, when I drop these lyrics, that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest. That'll all get you sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm going to knock you out. Huh? I'm going to knock you out. Huh? We're not talking about Tone Loc. Let's do it. Ice Cube. It was a good day. Or Destiny's Child. I Need a Soldier. We're talking about the knockout punch landed by the Ohio State Buckeyes in the upset victory over #1 ranked Alabama. A third-string QB whoops your ass and makes it look like you were overrated. How you like that?
Down.
Boom! Big Ten, SEC, and Bo Jackson are asking, what you saying? Well, Urban Meyer has told you all along from day one. This is Ohio State. We don't die, we multiply. So when one blue chipper goes down, we got another one to put in that place. Preseason All-American first-string quarterback Braxton Miller goes down. We get J.T. Barrett, redshirt freshman, plug him in, and he becomes the Heisman Trophy candidate. He gets hurt. We put in Cordell Jones, who has come in and whooped Michigan State in the Big Ten championship and came in and knocked off number 1 ranked Alabama. I think nobody should be saying nothing anymore about what Urban Meyer does and what he has done. Look at what he did down in Florida. He had Chris Lee, our SEC quarterback. Then you put in Tim Tebow. We just keep marching along. We recruit at every position. We compete at every position. That's what I'm talking about. When Mama said knock you out, they went 85 yards in the blink of an eye and knocked out number 1 Alabama. First Lady, you couldn't have scripted it any better for Cordell Jones to come in and make a big splash on the national stage. What you saying about this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he did real well. I mean, also their running back, he ran amok against the Alabama defense. You know, is Alabama overrated? I can't say they overrated, but, you know, they were the number 1 team going into this championship series. And but you know, but you want to know one thing? When you get to this level of competing, you're playing against other teams that are great teams too. So I don't know if they're really overrated. But one thing about it, their defense was definitely overrated because they could not hold Ohio State offense. I mean, they allowed 537 yards. And I think they scored, was it 28 straight points before their comeback? So, I mean, Nick Saban is supposed to be a defensive coach, and his defense was mediocre in this game. Now, if you want to know who's overrated, I think Nick Saban is overrated as a coach. He's only 8-8 in bowl games, and he's the highest paid coach in college football. So, and he's only 8-8. I mean, that's not saying much about Nick Saban. But let's just talk about, in general, the SEC division. They did not have a good showing in any of these bowl games. So I don't know if they're all overrated, but Auburn was lost and Ole Miss lost. I mean, Ole Miss got rocked by TCU. So it's just they got rocked, really. So I mean, you got to give credit to Ohio State. They did what they needed to do. I mean, in the beginning of the game, you really thought it was over when they were down 21. Points. You really thought it was over, but they came stomping back and they roll tide those Alabama teams. That's exactly what they did. They roll tide them. So you got to give my hats off to Urban Meyer. He's definitely a great coach.
Great coach. And it seems like I see you over there with your scarlet and gray on over there, First Lady. Are you jumping on the Ohio State bandwagon to win it all?
No, I think I'm going to go with them Ducks, man. Them Ducks look fantastic against FSU. That's what I'm going with. That's a nonstop offense, man. They just kicking butt. I was tired looking at them, the way they kept rolling. I mean, did they ever stop to get a break? That's the reason why FSU got whopped 59 points. Give me a break. And they slowed down in the last quarter. No. I'm going to put my green on.
Okay. For Joe, hey, I know you over there counting green, but what do you think about Cordell Jones' performance?
Cordell Jones showed that the Big Ten still got layers of people with magnificent talent. And the SEC has been a little different this year. Alabama hadn't been dominant. We thought a whole lot of them Mississippi teams because they were giving Alabama a hard time, giving LSU a hard time. But in the beginning of the season, LSU and Alabama was just surviving games, too. All season long, Florida State's been making these blind comebacks out of nowhere. This last week, they played some people who weren't going to take all that. So, congratulations to the Big Ten. They back in the mix in a big way. And, yeah, I think Ohio State shocked the dust.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's the Midas mind. Hey, he over there counting money, and he's over there looking at Ohio State. But, hey, let's be clear. The SEC East did well, you know, but the SEC West didn't. So tell the two SECs. First Lady, come on over here and take us to break, please.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Nellie Tiger Travis on the first part of Shout Out.
Free Mr. Vaughn.
Credit card debt was kicking my butt. Filing for bankruptcy was not for me. I spoke with those debt consolidation people who only wanted me to keep the debt I had for what seemed like a century. A friend said, "Your debt destroyed." I said, "What?" They said, "Your debt destroyed." They said, "Contact Sharon at Your Debt Destroyed and let her team of experts eliminate your debt while building up your credit worthiness." I contacted Sharon, and she put her team to work to destroy my debt with a plan that was easy to follow and gave me and my family peace of mind. Don't consolidate your debt, eliminate your debt. Contact Sharon at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call her at 888-431-2829, extension 2.
It is 2015, and the music flows in and around the globe. You get a shout-out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait. Joe can't wait. Hey, we want to hear the music from Nellie Tiger Travis. So over to you.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout-out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today we are featuring new music from Nellie Tiger Travis out of Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois, from her album, Mr. Sexy Man. Okay, let's hear the first track from the title, Mr. Sexy Man.
I saw you when you stepped into the club. The way you walk, the way your body moves. I was out there dancing on the floor. I was out of step, 'cause I was watching you. You one fine, sexy looking man. Standing over there with that Hennessy in your hand. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me. I'm thinking about the possibility. Hey, Mr. Sexy Man, what your name is? What your name is? Hey, Mr. Sexy Man, what your name is? What your name is? I had to come and ask you for a dance. You know this tiger had to take a chance. I just love the smell of your cologne. Man, you got me hot. You really turn me on. We're out here dancing on the floor. Arms around my waist. Baby, I want some more. I'm staring at you. You staring at me. I'm thinking about the possibility. Hey, Mr. Sexy Man. What
a shout-out or the mute button, the first shout-out for the New Year's. All right, I'm going to go to the panel. DizzieMac, what did you think of Nellie Tiger Travis?
You know what, First Lady? Kind of put me in that old 1980-81 vibe with Grace Jones. You know, kind of put me in that club vibe where hey, all the disco, psychedelic lights are going, people are just having a good time. We give her a shout out because she stayed in her lane and Chicago stand up.
Okay. See, I went a little bit further back with her, but anyway, I'm going to go to Ronnie B. What did you think, Ronnie B?
I thought I was listening to Zapp and Roger. But she did it well. I do give her a shout out. I got a soft spot. I give it a shout. She jammed it in her good. I know some folks was partying. I'm going with Mr. Sexy Man from Nellie Tiger Travis.
All right, and Joe, what you think of Sexy Man, Mr. Sexy Man?
What your name is? Still going. I like it. What's your name? What? She came on with that country, didn't she? All right. I like to shout it out.
You got a shout out. See, that DizzieMac, you went to Grace Jones. See, I really was thinking of Millie Jackson with that song more, and I went back to the 70s.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, I heard a little
Millie, Grace, and Roger.
And Roger, okay, we got it all mixed up. But anyway, now I was feeling it from Nellie Tiger Travis. It is a throwback song, so wish her luck with that. But it was hot. I'm shouting it out. If you like what you heard from Nellie Tiger Travis, check her out at NellieTigerTravis.com. We will hear another performance from a new artist on part 2 of Shout Out. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
Keep it one on my Bearskin.
Time for Flip It 2015. And where our hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The word on the street, and you know our panel is up on the word on the street, is LeBron James. He of homecoming notoriety ain't feeling the current coach of the Cavaliers, one Michael Black. We asked the panel to defend. LeBron needs to chill out and get behind his coach. This is not the Miami Heat. DizzieMac, defend.
LeBron needs to chill out. Man, you understand. You understood the situation as you were walking into it. You were walking into a situation where you know the coach was going to be somebody possibly you hadn't worked with, or their experience was going to be all over the place, from little to a lot. Chill out. And the coach understand where you can step in and help the team through his processes. Don't just want to jump the process before giving it a chance or seeing what you could do to help the process or help the situation. Chill out. You knew what you were getting into. Stop being a sport athlete, LeBron.
Call them spared. Spared. Midas mine. Defend.
Ronnie B, Michael Black really hasn't had enough time with LeBron and this new put-together team to be given a fair assessment. You know, LeBron has quite a lot of anxiousness because the last 3 or 4 years he's either been in the championship series, winning, or at least vying for it. And right now, I know he dreamt in his mind that he was going to make an immediate splash. He was going to come in and take over the world, and everybody was going to see Cleveland rise to the top. He needs to just relax, tone it down a little bit, make sure the younger guys can buy into Coach Black's system, and then move on in the classy way the San Antonio Spurs did. Right now, they're going to make the playoffs. They're in the East. It sucks over there. Just get in and be able to close the show.
All right, okay. Take a chill, LeBron. First Lady, please defend.
LeBron knew what he was getting into when he left the Miami Heat. He was the one that wanted to return home and play for his Akron hometown. He was homesick and made this decision. LeBron knew the Cavs head coach, David Blatt, had very limited NBA coaching experience. LeBron knew the Cavs were a project. So what did LeBron expect? LeBron needs to play better and show more leadership by supporting his coach instead of telling Dwayne Wade they'll be reunited again.
Okay, all right. You heard the defense. LeBron needs to chill out and get behind his coach. This is not the Miami Heat, but this is Flip It 2015. We asked the panel to defend because, you know, we're flipping it. If LeBron says you need to go, guess what? You need to go. Bye-bye, Black. Midas mind, defend.
This is real easy, Ronnie. Cleveland Cavaliers don't have a shot at being NBA champions because of Michael Black. They got a shot because of LeBron James. I think it's just one of those guys who've been on a couple championship teams, and it's not Black. Black needs to stay in his lane and either let LeBron coach the team and be the figurehead he needs to be. Take a note from Miami's coach. Know when to get out of the way. And if you don't need to know when to get out of the way, then LeBron needs to make some noise and have the owner remove this pest.
Ooh. Okay. DizzieMac. Defend.
You know when the king speaks, people listen. Now, they can be on TV saying, well, we'll make this up top, and, you know, the players play. Bull crap. LeBron is calling them shots. So if he says you need to go, Black, you out of there. Let LeBron show you. He has more coaching experience as a player than you do as a professional coach. Preach. Because he's been there. He's done it. So he's the highest paid person in the organization. So he will have the most say when it comes to personnel decisions, not only on the court, but off the court. Bye-bye, Black. You're out of there.
All right. We heard the defense, but we haven't heard from First Lady. Defend.
LeBron definitely wants Black to go bye-bye, and he is trying to get the coach fired. LeBron injured his knee against the Miami Heat on Christmas Day. He is now claiming that his knee needs rest. What has LeBron sat out for 2 weeks because of an injury? I watched LeBron for 4 years with the Heat, and his legs are sturdier than a tree trunk. This is a ploy for the Cavs to lose games, and management will have to fire Black without LeBron looking like the culprit. LeBron and his management team are very, very calculating with his moves on and off the court. And to further validate, LeBron disliked Black. He was asked about Black's coaching ability. LeBron said, quote, "He's our coach. What other coach do we have?" This doesn't sound like a vote of confidence. It sounds more like an insult. David Blatt is a lame duck coach walking.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Lame coach, lame duck coach walking. Holy Machiavelli.
Hold the orange.
First lady, take us to break.
Hold the orange sauce on that duck.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
Talk that stuff, First Lady.
Another day, another restless night, crying myself to sleep. Another day of relentless phone calls from credit card companies demanding payment. Another day wondering if filing bankruptcy or getting one of those debt consolidation loans is the only way to go. A friend said, "Stop crying. Just call Sharon, the debt destroyer." Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loans, your credit card debt eliminated. I called Sharon and her team of experts went right to work with a plan that made sense. I am sleeping peacefully knowing my credit card debt is being destroyed and my credit is getting back on track. Have your credit card debt destroyed and get a good night's sleep? Contact Sharon, the Debt Destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
Welcome back. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. DizzieMac, over to you.
Cheryl, you a fool for that joke. You a fool for that last joke. Well, thanks, First Lady. We're kicking off the new year with a somewhat sweet story. Many of us have had a pet goldfish. Mine was named Goldie. Well, one day Goldie got sick and had to be flushed. Buried at sea. Oh, yeah, Goldie, that was my man. Apparently, a British pet owner had a sick goldfish who couldn't take a poop. That's right, First Lady. The goldfish all stopped up. A kindly veterinarian offered to clear the blockage for a mere $500, Joe. At first, the owner balked, but returned with the cash. The little goldfish, I must report, is doing well. I wonder if the goldfish was something stuck in his behind. Hold up. Wait a minute. Gosh darn, the water isn't splashing on you and me. It must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flipper. I was just kidding, Flipper. It was just a funny.
Well, it supported the goldfish. I have to flip it where I host defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Dallas fans are salivating over the prospect that Cowboys could make some noise during the playoffs. That's right, Midas mine been drooling for a week. DeMarco Murray and Tony Romo are playing MVP football, but which of them should be chosen if it came down to those two? Panel defend. DeMarco has been the man. Without him, Tony's stats would look, okay, Tony Romo. The MVP goes to Mr. Murray. Joe, key of Cowboy lore, Midas mind, defend.
DeMarco Murray has already broken the single-season record for any Cowboy. That's saying a little bit. It's not a 2,000-yard season, but I think there's Bob Hayes and Tony Dorsett and Emmitt Smith. There's been some folks out there who moved the ball on the ground. That record has been broken by this man. Now, this is a guy who hadn't finished a season, an entire season, since his junior year in high school, and he starts this year and runs every game, smash mouth running the ball, facilitating having 8, 9 people in the box, which makes Dez Bryant look almost like Calvin Johnson out there on single coverage. It's ridiculous. Not even Tony can throw a pick in that atmosphere. DeMarco Murray is the man.
DeMarco Murray. All right, Bear fans, listen to what he said. That running back helped the quarterback. DizzieMac, DeMarco Murray should get that MVP. Defend.
DeMarco Murray has been the man. Game in, game out. You have to game plan for him. You have to stack the box for him, which means he has more men watching him than Jerry Jones. I'm telling you, he's a marked man, and he played hurt. He had a broken hand, and he had surgery and came back and played didn't even miss any time. He did what Tony Romo couldn't do, which was go the distance on the field. And he did so making play after play after play. I quote Dez Bryant. We can give it to him 1,000 times. We know what Marco's going to do. He's a beast. And that was
better words have never been said.
Hey, that was Dez Bryant saying it. He's a beast. We give it to him 1,000 times. He's going to make something happen. So with that kind of endorsement, and we've seen him break the single-season rushing record of the beloved Emmitt Smith. I see you over there, Midas with that number 22 on. You have to know the MVP is DeMarco Murray.
All right, okay, we heard the defense. First Lady, DeMarco has been the man. Tony might have the stats, but it's DeMarco, MVP, defend.
Everyone in the NFL knows that DeMarco Murray is the man in the big D. The main reason why the Cowboys are so good this year is because of their rushing game, and DeMarco was number 1 in the NFL in rushing with 1,845 yards, and he had 13 touchdowns. As a result of DeMarco's running ability, Tony Romo only needed to make key passes to get first down or red zone touchdowns. The Cowboys' offense did not depend on Romo's arm, and this is why he only had 9 interceptions for the entire season. Granted, quarterbacks are key to an offense, but in the Cowboys' case, their offense was potent because of DeMarco Murray, number 1, and Dez Bryant, number 2, not because of Tony Romo.
You heard. All right, Chicago fans, give the ball to the running back, quarterback playing in key first downs and scoring position. Jay Cutler could handle that, not 80 passes a game. All right, but we're going to flip the script and ask the panel to defend. It's a QB league, and Tony Romo has had his best year ever. DeMarco was there, but the MVP belongs to Touchdown Tony. Midas mind defend.
Right, B. We've been used to seeing Tony Romo choke in these pressure situations. But the pressure is not on anymore. There is no more pressure. The man has stats that are similar to Aaron Rodgers and to Tom Terrifics, and he's got a 70% completion rate. So DeMarco is running the ball, but the bottom line is Joseph Randle, the number 2 running back in Dallas, is averaging 6.7 yards a carry, while DeMarco is averaging under 5. And Joseph Sticky Fingal Sticky Fingers Randall never drops the ball. I mean, he didn't even drop the perfume coming out of the mall. The only person that that man is a mall guard. Tony Romo has carried this team and will continue to carry this team through the playoffs. I said it, through the playoffs. Are those my briefs?
All right, okay. Well, we heard the defense from the number one Cowboy fan. First Lady, defend. Tony Romo. It's a QB lead. Tony Romo. Hey, touchdown, Tony.
Tony Romo is finally playing like the franchise quarterback that Jerry Jones paid for. Tony is ranked number 4 in total touchdowns with 34. He has the highest quarterback rating in the NFL at 113.2. He significantly reduced his interceptions to only 9 for the entire season. Tony gave the Cowboys an MVP year, and many will say it's because of the rushing of DeMarco Murray. But Tony still has to make the key plays to pass for those 34 touchdowns. This is why he is touchdown Tony. Give him his MVP.
Well, we heard the defense from the first lady. Tom, terrific. Touchdown Tony. DeMarco Murray. He was a beast. But Tony Romo should get the MVP. DizzieMac, the fan.
I will. First thing, I like how you cotton eye Joe'd up to the mic there. You in your cowboy boots. I'm just naked here on the Bearskin rug.
I'd like to see it too.
Yeah, hey, she was doing it in them cowboy boots. Touchdown Tony. I tell you, woo. When you bring a case, you got to bring a case for touchdown Tony because, again, he has had the best season he's ever had. And his team has reflected that. Not only has he won his battle with his play has helped his team. And that's what an MVP is all about. You making others around you better. How many of them runs can DeMarco Murray attribute to Tony Romo checking out of the play at the line of scrimmage because he saw 6 in the box? How many of them touchdown passes to Dez Bryant came on the fly when he saw single coverage on the outside? You haven't seen Dez Bryant snap and go off and cause any kind of problem because he's been getting the ball when he needed to and understands this is Tony Romo's moment. Give him that trophy and the car. I mean, give them both of them. I'm just saying.
All right. Touchdown, Tony. Okay. All right, that was the end of Flip It 2015 for this week. First Lady, please take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we have a performance from Adrian on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
Joe, give us some brisket, man. Shit.
Free the Bears. Free the Bears.
They say, stop creditors from harassing you. Consolidate your credit card debt into a loan. They say, stop those annoying calls. Simply file bankruptcy. They don't say, consolidating credit card debt into a loan keeps you paying on that debt for years and more years with interest. They don't say, file for bankruptcy and say no to a car loan, no to a mortgage for up to 11 years. Don't file bankruptcy and ruin your credit for years. Don't get a consolidation loan and pay years and years. Get your credit card debt destroyed. Call Sharon, the debt destroyer. Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loans, your credit card debt eliminated. Have your credit card debt destroyed. Contact Sharon, the Debt Destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
You are listening to Brawls, Panties and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and us, the crew. First Lady, over to you.
We have another performance from Adrian, and let's hear the track C4 Love. Okay, that ended abruptly. I guess that's what that C4 Love will do for you. All right, is it getting a shout out or hitting the mute button? Ronnie B, what did you think of C4 Love?
I'm going to give it a shout out. I can get that these were some young folk putting it together, and I thought that they for their audience, they were smooth. They got some potential.
Okay, got some potential.
So I'm gonna give you not my kind of, quite a little too cutesy for me for my musical taste, but I like how they put it together. They working on it.
Okay, Joe, what did you think of the Adrian and the song C4 Love?
I got to give him a shout out. Are we seeing witnessing the return of R&B and soul to the music form? I got to shout it out.
With a little splash of hip hop. All right, shout it out. And DizzieMac, what did you and the Shimmy Shake Girls think about the song?
Well, the Shimmy Shake Girls was smooth with it. I was smooth with it. I enjoyed it. I'm giving it a shout out. They kind of kept it, real mellow, real easy for that audience, that fan base that they could be getting on. You can play that in the back of the minivan. Play that for the kids.
All right. So the Shimmy Shake Girls, they've been kind of quiet. I know they had a long weekend in the New Year's.
We were traveling.
Taking a lot. Okay.
Hey, we were traveling all night. They over here chilling, laying back on the Bearskin rug. I got that Las Vegas edition Bearskin. They just chilling over here, quietly, getting ready for the night.
Okay, getting ready for the night. Okay, well, I'm going to shout it out, too. Like everybody was saying, it is kind of cute little song for the age group. So they stayed in their lane, and I thought it was great. So we're going to shout it out. And that was C4 Love. And that's the end of the shout out. If you like what you heard from D. Adrian, check him out at Reverb Nation. And if you like what you heard from if you like what you heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. It is time for the picks. Well, we have come to the end of the regular season, so let's just recap for our audience. At week 15, the totals were DizzieMac had 69, Andre had 67, I had 45, and Joe had 19. Week 16 results. Joe led with 15 points. DizzieMac and I each had 13 points, and Andre had a -9. So the totals going into after week 16, DizzieMac had 82, Andre and we had 58, and Joe had 34. So we go into the final week of the regular season. Joe ended up with a -11. DizzieMac had a -9. Andre and I both ended up with 18 points. So the totals for the regular seasons are Joe was with 23 points, DizzieMac at 73 points, and Andre and I, we had 76 points to overtake DizzieMac. What? Yes, DizzieMac had a rough week, and yes, what? Well, Andre and I, we both got we got 20 points because we were able to pick the upset game. Bills over the Patriots. That's what did it for us, to be honest with you. We had a good week. So anyway, just like the NFL, we wiped the slate clean for the playoffs.
Now, Midas Man, I'm going to let you know that I would have picked the Bills as the upset for you. That was the pick I was at. The first lady, he wasn't going to pick. Who did you have? I forgot who you picked for. I was hell no. He wasn't going to pick that one.
What I picked for? I thought I picked the Rams. I forgot who I picked for you, Joe. I picked the Rams over the Seahawks.
Yeah, right.
Well. Okay. We'll see, Joe. Guess what? Because we're wiping the slate clean. You have a chance.
Oh no, the point that we're gonna have some twists and turns.
Okay.
So the points add on.
Oh, we're not wiping the slate clean.
We into the bonus rounds.
Okay,
there's gonna be a couple of bonus ways. The folks might go from last to first.
Okay, all right. So let's move on.
So still
all right, let's get to. John was trying to help you out there. Anyway, so let's move on. The Ravens versus the Steelers. Okay, I'm going to pick the Steelers. Andre, he's picking the Steelers. DizzieMac, who do you have?
I'm going with the Ravens.
Okay, DizzieMac's going with the Ravens. And Joe, who do you have?
I'm going to have to go with the Steelers.
Good choice. Cardinals versus the Panthers. This is actually, the Cardinals were good, but without having a quarterback, I have to go with the hottest quarterback right now, and that's Cam Newton. And I'm going with the Panthers. Andre, he also picked the Panthers. Joe, who do you have?
Panthers.
And DizzieMac?
Cardinals.
The Cardinals. So you're going with them birds. Okay, without a quarterback. Okay, the toughest game of the week, the Bengals versus the Colts. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm going to choose the Bengals because I think it's time for the Bengals to finally win a playoff game, and the Colts had looked so bad the last couple of weeks. So I'm going with the Bengals. Andre is picking the Colts. DizzieMac, who do you have?
I'm going with the Colts.
You're going to go with the Colts. And Joe, who do you have?
First Lady, I saw the Colts versus a dominant running game 2 weeks ago. Give me Jeremy Hill and the Bengals.
Okay, I agree with the Bengals. All right, the Lions versus the Cowboys. Well, one good thing for the Lions, Dominican Sue can play after his bonehead moves, but I'm going to go with them Cowboys. How about those Cowboys? Joe, what do you think?
Sue ain't going to matter. They're going to line up and move, which get out the way. Big offensive line wins this game. Cowboys.
DizzieMac?
How about them Cowboys?
Cowboys, okay. And I think Andre, he has the Cowboys also. All right, the quarterback special. They're going to give 25 bonus points to the person who picks the quarterback that has the most interception. And you'll lose 10 points if you pick the wrong one. Our choices this week is Andy Dalton, Matt Stafford, or Joe Flacco. Well, I'm going with Matthew Stafford because he has a lot of interceptions. And I think the Cowboys' defense is playing real well, and especially their cornerbacks and safety. So I'm going with the Stafford. Joe, who do you have?
I'm going with Matthew Stafford, too. But there's no way I can win if I keep picking everything you pick. I understand that.
Okay. DizzieMac, who do you have?
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton. Okay. Andy Dalton. And Andre, he's going to choose Joe Flacco. So we'll see how this winds up with these bonus points again, and the race is really close now. So we'll see it. Joe, you definitely got some chance. You can come back. You can have a significant comeback. Before we go, it's time to find out what we missed this week. DizzieMac, what did you miss?
Man, I missed an unbelievable comeback by the University of Houston Cougars over the University of Pittsburgh, man, in the Alamo Bowl.
Midas mine, I know you didn't miss any money, but what did you miss?
First Lady, I was real mad when I heard that Condoleezza Rice, because I'm a diehard, dying-the-world Democrat, was on the committee to pick the top 4 teams that would be in a college football playoff. And I was waiting to pounce on them and clown them. And I know a lot of other people of my ilk were. But it looks like they got it right. And I didn't hear anybody apologize. That's what I missed.
Okay. Well, I miss Rajon Rondo's return to the Celtics last night, and I heard he had a great performance. I think he scored like 29 points, and he scored the first 10 points. So Rajon Rondo was doing his thing in the old Boston Garden. So that's what I miss. And I also miss Andre of ExtremeSportsPicks.com. Anyway, this is Cheryl Smith, and you have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.
What did Ronnie B miss?
New Year's party.